Today's webinar, we're just going to record it so we can send it to the people that weren't here, or you, if you want to have a look at something you missed. So for today, you are both used to ChallengeMe. At least you know the tool. And so I'm going to go on the advanced part of the challenge creation. Not so advanced, don't worry. And to start with the company, ChallengeMe is a peer review and learning platform that exists since 2015 in Montpellier, and is integrated into most of the LMS on the market, like Moodle, Blackboard, and Brightspace. And we are currently working with about 90 different schools in France, Quebec, Canada, Belgium, and Switzerland. Hello, Jim. I'm just waiting for Jim to have the audio connected. Okay, so about the peer review, peer assessment, peer review, we divided it in two types. You got the cross peer review, which is simply some student creates, sorry, I forgot to warn you, my English is getting a bit rusty, and that's my first webinar, and even more in English. So please be nice with me, be gentle. So the cross peer review is simple, is you have a work to put on the platform, and some other students, the peers, will correct it and evaluate it. And the other part of the peer evaluation, peer review, will be the evaluation of a group member. So within a group, when you have work in teamwork, within a group, you're going to evaluate each member and yourself for on more soft skills and engagement during the work. So what is an activity or a challenge in ChallengeMe? It's simple. It's a succession of different blocks, and each block is gonna has its own settings and purpose, and each block ask a move to the student. So first block will be the work deposit, very easy. You in work or just solo work, you have to take the value. You have to put your work on the platform. On the second block is evaluation of the work. So like I said before, the deposit work from before is evaluated by the peers. Then you have the evaluation of group members, exactly what I said before. So you're in a group working together, and you go evaluate each member of the team and yourself. And the last evaluation one will be the evaluation of feedback. So during all the activity, you're going to have different feedbacks, and you're going to give a review to each feedback you received. Okay, and the end is, of course, the results, which ends and closes the challenge and give participants access to the results if wanted by the teacher. So for the different, we usually see the simple challenges like just teammate evaluation. Like I said before, very easy. So you just evaluate the work of your team, the deposit and work evaluation. So that's the two basic ones. And now we're going to check on something a bit more evolved, which is first the student will do the deposit on the platform a first time. Then the peers will evaluate their work. You can add a teammate evaluation in this, and they're going to have the results on this first part. When they have the results with the feedbacks, they can improve their initial work and deposit again. And on the second second deposit, there's going to be a second evaluation, which can be made by the peers, but can also be made by, let's say, a teacher or anyone else. And to have an extra extra score, you can also add an evaluation of feedback and have the last results block. Okay, so to give you a few examples of use case we already had. You have the improve of existing work, which is deposit, work evaluation by students, results, improve the work, like I said before, and deposit again. And this time the teacher will have the final score, All right. Another possible use case will be, I would say more this one. So if you have like a live presentation in a class, and you have several groups that have to be evaluated and to present the work, you can organize everything on several days. Let's say in the morning, group 1 and 2 are assessed and reviewed by their peers. Then in the afternoon, it's time for group 2 and 3, and the day after will be 4 and 5. And at the end, you got the result for everyone. It can be on several days, but it can be on several weeks, months. We already made some activity that are on 6 months, like this type. If I can show you now, like more of this type. So you evaluate your team every time, and so the teammates will have to improve with the feedback they received. They're going to have to improve their teamwork. And another possibility would be to have different theme on the work for the students, and each theme can be evaluated and can be splitted into different type of student or different groups. I don't know if I'm very clear on this one. Fortunately, there is a writing as well if you want to have a look. But please tell me if you don't understand anything, if I'm not clear with anything. I will understand, and I won't take it back. So that's pretty much about it on the use case part. So I'm gonna now show you in the tool, in the software, how does it look like. Okay. I'm just gonna share the right page. Really not an expert with Zoom, definitely. Okay, got it. So here we are on Moodle. So on Moodle, you're just going to have to, already, you are just going to have to, in the course, pick the created activity. And from here, you have an accompanied mode or a direct mode. We go on direct mode, and you can use here the templates if you want. So for, sorry, just switch the language. So for evaluation of work, here you're going to have different templates that you can use, or you have the category for group member evaluation and different templates as well. Here we're just going to create it from scratch, so you will see exactly how it's going to work. So here is to personalize your activity if you want to. So you can put a picture, a couple of files and resources and informations. But we are not going to do this today. We're just going to focus on the construction part of the workflow. Okay. So to create the workflow, you just have to add phases every time. So we're going to take the example I told you at the beginning. So first, deposit of work. So it's going to be deposit of work first. That's easy enough. Okay. Don't forget to save every time you change anything. And you're going to have to set up every different page. So first, you're going to have to put the dates. So let's say they start the work today, and they have like till the end of the week to deposit it. And you can allow late submission if you want to. So if you want to add an extra weekend, so they have a little bit more time, but it's going to be flagged as late. So you can have a follow-up on it. Then, so first time they submit their work. Second block will be evaluation of the submitted work. Submitted work. Submitted work 1 first. Okay. Okay. So yep. And we're going to start it just after the deposit. So the week after, let's say on Monday for 3 to 5 days. Well, let's say 3 days. Okay. And for the first part, we're also going to add a result block, which starts at the end of the evaluation. Okay. So that will be the first part of the work for the student. So to configure it properly each phase, you just have to go to each, I don't remember the word, to each page, let's say. So here you got the instruction to write. The instruction, if you go from a template, there will always be instruction for you to make it easier to create and faster and quicker. You got different options. So if there is no deposit on the platform, you have to click here, and no submission of the platform. Multiple answer and allow file attachment. So this is where you're gonna configure it. Here for the participants, you have different way of doing it. So the first one will be enroll individuals and enroll teams. That's if you are integrated with Moodle. So if the connection is made, you can use each one and you're gonna have access to your course Moodle students and groups. So if the groups are created on Moodle, you just enroll teams, because today that's how we're gonna do the activity. You enroll the different teams. The teams were created in the Moodle before. And if you want to check which team is what, you can just click on it. Up. So now I'm going to unroll all the teams. Up. And if in case you didn't have the group created in Moodle, you can import participants very easily with an Excel, an Excel file with only email and team name. So that's very easy to do. You can, if you want, choose an expert, choose this group to be an expert or not, and the answer will look different when they receive it. And that's about it for the deposit work. Then you got the evaluation of submitted work. So dates, instruction, that's pretty much the same. The options you can enable global feedback, require it, and set the score configuration. I will show you after. And for the participants, you have the possibility just to reuse enrollment identically, so we'll be in group or individually. So for now, we're going to stay with, we're going to do individually for the evaluation, sorry. And the most important part will be the criterias. So on the criterias, you can use our selection or already available. You got 64 criterias, and you can just add them like this and use it from there. You can also, and on each criteria, you can also configure it, allowing to submit a feedback and require it if needed. And there is also a new score configuration, but we're going to talk about it next week. We historically used to have only stars available for notation. Now we have number, textbook. We have options like multiple choice, etc., or no score or checkbox. So for now, we're just going to stick with the stars since it's for another webinar. And you can also, like I said, create your own criteria from scratch. Save it and use it again in the school, in the course every time. And it's available for the whole school to use. Okay, then for the option I showed you already, participants, you can, like I say, or you can enroll different if you want. Both are possible. And for the results phase, thankfully, because I always forget to say, thankfully, they ask you to do it when you change phase. And for the results, same, you got the instruction if you want to leave some. Scoring, I won't talk about it today. And the display options. So since it's evaluated by the students, maybe on the first evaluation, we're not going to give the average score in the evaluation. but only, but only the feedback. So they don't have this, they're not going to have the score, they're only going to have the feedback. So they can, from there, improve their work, like we said, and submit it again up in a new phase. Let's say maybe the week after, or yeah, let's say the week after, up for the whole week. And they have the whole weekend again, up. No. And so you have the second deposit of work that we're gonna just call second, up. And I'm not gonna go through this time all the configuration because we did it already. Just create up at the new phase evaluation. This one is evaluation of submitted work number 2, second. And this time it will be by the teachers. Up, and I'm just gonna change on the other one. This time is by the students. Okay, so up, this one we're gonna start it just at the end of the deposit. So is here, here, and there. Okay. So now you have the 2 iteration of the work. First time it was submitted and evaluated by the students, mostly with the feedback they can see the results and improve their work. Deposit again, and this time the teacher will decide to will have the final score on it. And of course, you're gonna need to finish it up. The results phase that will start at the end, so 27th. Okay. So here you got already a nice activity. So on the first part, the same students are gonna do the deposit. So on the participants, you can just re-enroll like first deposit. However, on the submitted this time, the participants, I'm going to enroll, and you're going to have to go on manager, and we're going to enroll Florent, the teacher, as the participants on this evaluation part. So he's going to be the one evaluating all the students. Is that clear until now for you? Have you already used the platform in this way? Or at all? No?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think, Valentino, that this is of course interesting and helpful. The thing is that what I wanted to ask is if at some point we are blocked, we are stuck, and we ask your help, because I know Jean explained that it is possible. How quick is that response?
I'm sure Jean can tell you, Jean and Florent are very, very efficient. So you're going to have a reply within the day, most likely within a few hours. So yeah, it's within 24 hours. Florent, if you want to tell about a policy about it or your point of view.
Hello. Yes, I work with Jean. I'm Florent. I'm coach at ChallengeMe, and yes, we provide an answer very quickly. I said within the hour you have a response, or you can make a quick appointment together if you are stuck on a challenge.
Okay, thank you, because that's helpful, at least till we repeat it and memorize some of the steps.
Of course.
Okay.
And yes, that's actually one of our strengths if you speak to our other users that have been using it for a while. Okay, so to complete and to maybe improve this activity, because in my opinion, and maybe you'll agree, but even more in the peer evaluation, the more different evaluation you got, the more the final score will be relevant to me. So let's say this is teamwork. So let's say on this phase here, so you can move it as you want. It's not going to change anything. It's just visual. So let's say we have here an evaluation of group member to be added to the score, and that will happen at the same time than the evaluation of submitted work. So what was the date already? 10th to 13th. 10th to 13th. Okay. Here up, and you have to always check which phase is going to be evaluated up, and the participants are already enrolled because you are evaluating a group member that is linked to the deposit. So it has to be a group evaluation. It has to be the same groups. Okay, so that's it's made automatically. And let's say to put on the top of that an evaluation of received feedbacks that we're going to put just here at the end. Maybe even, yeah, no, that's perfect here. And starting pretty much at the same time that the teachers is evaluating. So 24th to 27th. Okay, and so if you look at it, they depot the work, they evaluate their peer works, they evaluate their their teammates. Sorry, they got the results, they improve the work, and submit it again, and they have to evaluate the feedback they receive until then. So all the feedbacks that were given by the students, not by the teacher. So that's pretty much about it on the activity. Is that something you can see you in your class or in your school in general? This type of workflow, a complex workflow, I would say.
I didn't use this in the past. So
Okay.
sometimes it's what I see, and when I try to visualize in my course is a bit complex, but maybe to start with less elements
Yes, that's for sure.
first, and then gradually to make it more complex.
Yes, definitely. You better start simple and build up from there. And that's why we actually have this option of the templates. So if you really just want to have evaluation of works, peer evaluation of works, you click here, there. You personalize a little bit and give some resources. It's already, and you put the right dates, enroll the right participants, and choose the criterias. And that's simple. That is as easy as that. And after, when you get used to it, you can see the options and try to do something a little bit more personalized or custom. But if you want to create just a simple activity and quickly, it's possible. If you want to do a complex workflow with many blocks and on maybe a large period of time, it's possible too. And of course, like you asked, Jean and Flo will be very happy to help you out on this one. Do you have any other question? Something you would like to see? Something you tried and would like to have answers or advice on? No. Okay, good. That's kind of a good news. Have you already created activities? No, neither one? Okay.
No, not yet. I'm
Not yet,
thinking
okay.
to start first with peer evaluation. So students, member of the team, to evaluate each other for the contribution and engagement in a group work. So that is my first starting point, and that we did last week, I think.
Okay, good. But
This is the
yes,
start for me, and then of course evaluation is another avenue which to me looks interesting and possible to use in at least some of the courses.
of course, not every
Yeah,
course.
but let's see it.
But yeah, the evaluation of work always is something people are I don't know the word exactly, but not so keen to do at the beginning. But if you work with the students and tell them the importance of what they're doing, they usually do a great job at evaluating the peers and at giving, and even more at giving feedback. If you don't want some scores, but more of a learning process, that also can be used this way. And like you say, evaluation of group members, it represents today maybe 30% of the created activities with ChallengeMe. If you take schools like Schema or EM Lyon, they every time they have a group or a team work to do, they add this dimension of evaluation of group member, because it's very easy to create. Again, you just have to personalize here, and after put the right dates and enroll the participants. Here for the criterias, you can very easily pick in our list to this kind of evaluation, because it's usually the same, like ability to help others, autonomy on dedicated tasks, etc., etc. So you can use it from there, and in 5 minutes, you can easily create a challenge with peer evaluation inside the group, within a group.
And just one more thing, because I personally and others, I assume want these to stay anonymous, because this is a help for the professor. Where is the most important click so to not make a mistake and enable everyone to see what is happening?
Just here, show evaluator's name. So it's always anonymous at first, but if you want it not to be anonymous, you have to tick the box.
And
But at first, it's always anonymous.
yeah, I want anonymous.
Anonymous, so you don't touch anything, it's going to be anonymous. If you don't want it to be anonymous, you tick the box.
Okay, good.
So yeah, you just have to create it and don't think about it. It's always going to be anonymous unless you want otherwise.
Thank you.
And that's a good way. You're right. That's a good way. If you warn the student that it's going to be anonymous, that's a good way for them to be more accurate on their scoring, I would say. And if you, I'm not too much supposed to show you this part, but if you, up on the criterias, if you want also to don't have this dimension of scoring, but only learning side, you can have no score and they're just going to give feedback. And they are after going to work on their feedback, but you can also choose to have predefined options to display them random and to have a score for each option. So let's say this option is worth 2 points, this option is worth and they choose not a score, they choose a sentence or an explanation instead of the other one. So it's easier for them to be more judgeful. Okay. Do you have any other question? Anything else you want to see? Valon, I'm sure you have a last one. No? Well,
No.
well, we're actually about the 30 minutes anyway.
Yeah.
We're gonna send you this replay by email on the playlist. So you will have every replay we already all webinars we already have are on replay on the channel. And yeah, if you have any question or if you want help, feel free to contact Coach ChallengeMe for any question or for an appointment. All good? Thank you all. Thank you very much. Wish you a very nice
Thank you.
afternoon.
Merci. Merci.
Avec plaisir. And see you soon.
See you. Merci.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
C'était